just in here, in this little bit of gorse. Here's when you're not concentrating properly, when you're using this little area as a thoroughfare really, and but you can see in here there's a dunnock being nestled in here. I wouldn't care, you can see all that. Looks like a successful fledging out of here, but I have pushed past this gorse and had a sneaky peek actually, but I've had no movement out of it, but you can see there. Paid a little bit more attention this time, and there's been a dunnock fledging over there. You can look at all that rubbish. The droppings at the back there, that looks successful to me. I will get out. Just back here at the first yellowhammers I found, and the chicks are out of there. It's exactly a week ago since I last seen them. Looking at the sides of the nest, it's flat at the back, but they have grown rapidly. So 7 days since I last seen them chicks last. What could possibly have been, what, 4 or 5 days old? Aye, but it's flat there at the back. It's tilting off a little bit, but aye, they've gone. Great stuff. But we'll get out of here. Just looking down there at yellowhammer number 3. See the 4 chicks in there hatched out. This might be a good marker, this, because I've just looked on yellowhammer, the first yellowhammer, and they're getting out very quick. They grew so quickly, and it was probably at this stage I last seen them in yellowhammer 1. Aye, so this is great. We'll get out of here. This slightly tilting down, little grassy verge this, but we'll get out of here. It's a beauty. Get out. Just here back at the little bridge, and it's the pied wagtail cavity. As you can see there, they're out, which is great news. They were big in here, quite big in here last time I was here a week ago. Disaster at the swallow's nest. I don't know what has happened there. I couldn't see any swallow activity when I was sitting up top, and I feared the worst, and I'll put it on, but those eggs should be hatched now and there's nothing in the nest. But I can't see any sort of predator that would get in and around there. I suspect, I don't know, I cannot explain that. But there you are, it's a pied wagtail cavity. These chicks are out. Great stuff. You can see here, just back at the swallow's nest, I was expecting to see some young chicks in here today, but no. Can't explain that, because I mean, this little tunnel, what's that? It's not an inch of water underneath. It's not a high tunnel. It's curved. You see the entrance there. And I can't explain any sort of predation, predator in on that. No. Can't explain that. There's a beauty. Interested in that little bit there, but she was flapping in the breeze the last time I saw it last week. A clutch of eggs. Swallow's playful in this tunnel, but I want her sitting up the top. There was no swallow activity, and I was up there for 10 minutes having my sandwich. But this is Vindictive, maybe. And get out. It's come from the swallows. Devastation. But I've come to this little pool again. And the little fish has been back. Just over an inch. But it was joined by another one slightly bigger, not much. I can't see one, and the slightly bigger one went down here, so it's got there's another one in here. See that one there? Slightly smaller. Little predators feeding off the surfaces as well. Oh, I don't know where. The other one's gone. They were together there, but they weren't happy about being together. Really chased off so fast. Rapid movement in here. Just put the camera back on here because a pair of swallows have come back in down there. There's one underneath the tunnel. There's one just made a flyover over the top. That's just incredible. But anyways, there's another anomaly. Just when I was in there, I seen something around the edge of the cup, and obviously I knew there was like a clump of feathers there from the last time, and I've just been looking at the footage, and when I was in there, it's like it's like a back of a bird, hard, carcass-like section. When I've looked back at the footage from the 2 times I'd been here monitoring the clutch, it's a bird carcass. It just gets stranger. I'll get back in and I'll show you it, because I can't believe what I'm seeing, really. Right, we'll get it out, and I'll get it on video. It's not a youngster. It's not a dead youngster. It can't possibly be. It's too big. for that last week. That clutch was still in there. Yeah, it could have hatched the next day or two, but all the chicks hatched out. But nah, they're not getting to this stage at this point in time. When I sit here now, the size of this this little nest that adorns, this little chick, sorry, bird that adorns that nest. It's just incredible. It's on the footage. Yeah, I never put two and two together the last two times I'd been, but I certainly had in there in the nest before. But I'll get back in and you can have a little look. It's incredible, incredible. Never seen anything like that before. So I'll have to don the gloves. I think I've got some gloves and stuff in the back of the car, and I'll get in there, take that section out. That's the other thing as well. I mean, that nest for predation, I mean, that nest, it's all intact. You can think anything scrabbling up the wall, scrabbling against the wall would pull that nest. Don't get it. And them swallows have just been in there and under the tunnel against it. Whether it's just happened, predation's happened recently, earlier. I mean, where are we now? Nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Cannot work it out. Cannot work it out. Right, I'm getting out. See all the feathers in the breeze in this black section here of the nest, which you can see in two previous bits of footage that I had when I first found it, the clutch of 5, and then when I visited it again, it was a week later. Again, still sitting the clutch. Well, not that they were incubating at that point, there's a lot of play going on. So this, you can see this clearly in the footage, and there, that's a beak. That is a beak of the bird. That's what I've missed. It's only when I've had a chance to have a look, when I've looked back in here, looking right across the nest. Nothing inside, of course. When I sat up there, I had to play them other bits of footage back. 9th of June. 9th of June I was last here. It's the 17th today. There you are. So this bit here, this actually can come out, and that is just incredible. In situ, all that time I've laid in the nest. There it is. Section taken away now. Right, we'll stop the camera here now. I'll show you this section. And that, incredibly, is a young swallow. I've had a look there. That is mental. Now, anyone saying, oh, it's just been placed there, you look at that. You look at the shape of where that's hung over the side and edge of the nest. That has been in the nest, that position, up and over that rim of the nest. And that's the section that was in there and filmed for the past 2 weeks. No silly beggars, couldn't possibly have manipulated anything like that, manufactured anything like that. That has been in situ, the back over the top, black feathers in the corner, and that's the position. You can clearly see it's a young swallow there. Got a bit of grass stuck in it. But there, carcass is flat, and that's where it's lay over the rim. Crazy, but like I say, there is absolutely no way that the chicks could have ever gotten to that point. No way. And anyways, it's on the footage. It's in the footage when it's got the clutch in there and the 5 on the 9th, and I think the first time I found it was the 2nd or the 3rd of June. It's clearly visible in that footage when the swallows are coming in into the tunnel. It's all there. It's all, the footage is all there. It's just I missed it because I haven't paid much attention. I'm not actually editing videos at the minute, or those videos at the minute, to put out on YouTube, where I might have picked it up at that point. But yeah, on both, well, certainly on the first one around about the 2nd or the 3rd of June, that head section over the rim, that beak can be seen clearly. That's incredible. The other question would probably be is, has it been there before? Has it been there, had a clutch, and the swallows used again for the new clutch? Nah, defo not, because that was the time when, that would have been the time when I had found that first pied wagtail nest in the middle hole in the back of the bridge. There was no swallow's nest in there, and those eggs must have been taken early. It built the other one. It built another nest in another hole at the side, which I could easily film into. And like I say, I had neglected the area up until that point, really. After I knew the clutch wasn't going in there, or I'd been taking the pied wagtail. It was a few weeks before I ventured back up to this area. But that you can see, it's definitely a young swallow, that. Certainly not an adult. That's incredible. I can't get over it. I can't get over that section that just hung over the top. Blowing in the breeze, both times filmed. Crazy stuff. Right, we'll get out of here. Right, out. Let's swallow. I've got the little handy cam back here. Just got back in the car, and here, look, this swallow here, tracked across the road there. Hopefully you'll get it. I can't zoom it. It's just too quick. It's been under the tunnel. Well. It's actually perched up. That's phenomenal. That's absolutely incredible. One of those swallows came and landed there. A big truck from the top end there, tooting as he came round the corner, obviously covering most of the road up the top of there. Lifted it, but there's still here a pair of them. I'm going to have to get out. The juice has gone on my other phone. The whole point of today was to see them chicks in the swallow's nest. It's taken that they would have been just newly hatched, 2 or 3 days old maximum, and to get to the robins, to see the robins again. There's the trucks here. I like to see those youngsters in the robin nest, because they should be just about to fledge as well. So hopefully I've timed that right. I'm going to drop down there and get back off home. But today, mixed feelings on today. Devastated that that's gone, but I've had a bit of a swallow fest here since I've just jumped back in my car after filming that carcass, which is just crazy. I'd love someone to explain that to me. There she is, there, back up there. They're very fast in flight. Yeah. High swallows dropping in and underneath that tunnel. Of course, when I was up there, just a little way further up, watching the little fish again, which I haven't a clue what that is. Aye, in and out of here. I haven't been up further up actually. I just left that there. Look, it's going to make a sweep down there and in again. But of course, nest's gone. Well, the contents of the nest are gone. But swallows still feeding, of course, still have to feed. And I dare say a lot of it's insect prey and the likes will be under there. Aye. Right, I'm getting out now. I'm going to drop down, see the robin, and finish up here. Nice one. We'll get out. Oh, one last look. Oh, it's perched again. Where is it? Where is it? There. So bloody in too much. I'm going to have to stop filming in a second because the blinking cars are coming. Just about to pull away. It's come and landed up again. And being lifted again, of course. Busy road. There. Let's look at the little robins. I would say I can see 4 weeks, but I would say there's certainly more than 4 in there. I've just got the little zoom camera tucked down. Lovely in there, but they're big, as you can see there. Little overhang isn't in there, well, great, but I cannot get across and touch any of that. It's a little robin maybe coming in. Aye. What little beauties they are. Whoa, aye there, look. Yes. It's time to get out. But there's definitely more than 4 the way they're bunched up high out of that nest. Right. Let's get away.